Hello fellows and fellas, and welcome to the Homestead Prepper channel. And what you're looking at here is my old work truck that is stuck in some Florida sugar sand. And this Florida sugar sand is notorious for sticking vehicles. And I've even seen 1-ton diesel 4x4 wreckers get stuck in this stuff. And there's not really a lot to it. It looks solid, but it's just basically sand. And I know there's a lot of other ways that we could unstick the truck here, and it'd be easy, you know, to call a neighbor or, you know, get another truck over here and just snatch me out of there. But, you know, if you're on your own, you may not have that option. And I was in this very truck a couple years back over in the green swamp, and I got stuck, and there was no one else around. I had to unstick myself. And what I want to do is take the opportunity to show you how to gain a mechanical advantage on a practical application using a rope and pulleys to get ourselves out. Okay, I'm going to just try to explain this the best I can on a little bit on how pulleys work. And what you're looking at here is a 5-to-1 mechanical advantage. And that means that we have a 3,400 pound load, and that the tree is our anchor, and 5-to-1. That means that if I exert a force of 680 pounds, well, actually I'd have to exert a force of a little more than that to pick this up. I could pick this truck up in the air with 680 pounds of force using this particular setup right here. And the way it works is only the moving pulleys give you the advantage. Now, this is a fixed pulley, and if we get rid of those other ones and you pull on that rope, you're still pulling the full load here. Actually, you're pulling a little more because you're gaining some friction. If I add a second pulley like this, I got 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-to-1. If I add another fixed pulley and another pulley over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where I get my 5-to-1 mechanical advantage. These are moving with the load as I pull. These are fixed. And for every 2 that you add, if I were to add 2 more pulleys, a pulley here and a pulley here, I'd get 7. If I were to add another pulley and another pulley, I'd get 9. Now, the way you see this is 5-to-1. If I take this rope and I don't tie it to the truck, I just leave these pulleys tied here, and I tie this to the tree, and then this would route around differently, I'd only have a 4-to-1 mechanical advantage. I don't make the rules, guys. That's just the way it is. So tie it like this. That way you get the maximum advantage. And if you just want to make it simple, this is a 9-to-1 mechanical advantage. And it only takes 4 pulleys. It's pretty easy to remember how to do it. And here again, I've got my load and I've got my anchor. And whenever you tie off to a tree, make sure you use a thick strap so you don't hurt it, because we might need to use our trees in the future. And I've got 2 fixed pulleys here, just like I do up here, same way. And I've got the rope tied to the truck here, just like I do up here. I've got this pulley tied to the truck, just like this one is right here. Now the difference is I put a friction hitch right here. Now, I've never had any luck with those rope grabs. They don't work for me. What I usually do is just tie a hitch in there, and this pulley is moving along with this rope as you pull it. So if I pull here, this rope is moving that way, that's moving, this whole pulley is moving, and what it does is it magnifies the advantage. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and then over here I've got 1, 2, 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. And if y'all really want me to confuse you, if you take this setup up here, and then you tie this setup right here to that, tie this rope right here to that, you add 5 to 9, that's a 14-to-1 mechanical advantage. But what we're just doing today is we're just gonna do this 9-to-1. I think most people can comprehend that. Okay, guys, I want to show you what I think is the most useful knot is a bowline. And what I like about it is it no matter how much force you put on it, you could untie it. So I want to show you very simply on how it's done. And I've got this through here like this. And what I'm going to do is put a little loop in the rope like that. And a friend of mine who's a firefighter, or who was a firefighter in Polk County, the Willow Oak Station, he showed me how to do this. And what you do is, the way he said to remember it, is you take the rope and the rabbit comes out of his hole. Of course, you got to have that loop there. Rabbit comes out of his hole, he goes around the tree, and then he goes back in his hole. And that is a bowline. And I can put, I don't care how much force on that thing, and it can easily be undone. Alright, and what we've got here, let's start over here. I've got that tree there as my load, and I've got a 3-inch snatch rope around it, and I've got 2 pulleys just like you saw in the diagram. I've got those run around this way, and then this runs like this. And I showed you where I had it attached, and I've got my snatch rope wrapped around the bumper. I don't like really wrap it around the hitch because those things can break off. The bumper will start to bend, and you can see that, and it's not nearly as dangerous. And I've got my 1 pulley here, like I showed you, and then what I did is I just tied another bowline, only I doubled up the rope, and I hooked this pulley around here like that. And what we're going to do is, if Mrs. Homestead Prepper would be so kind as to show this, and I'm going to pull on this rope and see if we can get this truck to move. And I'll be pulling from over there. And you really should have a heavy blanket or something put on there, that way if it comes apart it won't kill you. But I'm not exerting that much load. So
okay, Mr. Homestead Prepper is pulling on that rope, which is putting tension against the pulley, and that in turn is pulling the truck out with minimal effort for one person. And the truck has been freed. But you want to make sure you keep a good distance between you and the pulleys, so in case one of those ropes snap, it doesn't come and slap you in the jaw or the eyes, something like that. Looks like you got it out.
alright, well, y'all saw it, and that's just how easy it can be. I just want to go over a couple things to recap. When you use a 9-to-1 mechanical advantage, for every 9 feet of rope, you only move the load 1 foot. And I've moved it about 4 feet here, and I probably used about 36 feet of rope. And the rope I have is it's a climbing rope I got off eBay. Now, I don't use this one for rescue. This is just for vehicle recovery. I have another rope that I would use to rescue people. And this is the blanket or something heavy. I would stick this over these pulleys right here. That way, if it came loose, it would absorb the energy. And you probably should have one over here. Maybe save your back windshield. And if you don't have a tree, you can get one of these. Now, I got these at a flea market. What these are just mobile home tie downs. Well, these are old ones. I think I paid $1 each for them. I got 6 or 7 of them, and they just screw in the ground. Or you can take post hole diggers, and you can dig a hole and drop it down there. And I would face this at an angle away from the load, and that way it could pull towards it. And if you have really soft ground, You could put a couple of them in there and have a couple of them as an anchor point. If you live in a rocky area and you're stuck and you need a good attachment point, you could probably make a metal plate, a heavy duty metal plate with a hook on it, and you could get a cordless hammer drill, and you could put some Tapcons in there, make sure it's nice hard rock and not soft rock. And of course you definitely want to put a heavy blanket or coat or something made to absorb the energy in case that came off. And like I said, this is a used rope. And I just wanted to show you this bow line, how easy it comes apart. Pull it like that. And it doesn't matter if I pulled it or if we had a big 4x4 pulling us. That would come off just that easy. And this other hitch over here, this one will come apart too. So that's all I wanted to go over, and I hope that helps somebody, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Homestead Prepper. Out.